I utterly and completely hate my life, and I just have no clear desire to continue living at this point, if I'm being honest. I go to sleep every night. I sleep 8 to 9 hours, and yet I wake up exhausted. I'm just tired. The first thing I do when I wake up is I try to go back to sleep, because I hate that moment where I get out of bed and I'm forced to face the reality that is my life. Whenever I do finally get out of bed, usually sometime after noon, I immediately reach for my phone. My day starts with my phone and ends with my phone. Out of the 15 hours of the day that I'm awake, 12 of those hours are spent watching TikTok, scrolling Instagram Reels, or somehow interacting with this rectangle I'm holding in my hand here. In the remaining 3 hours of my day, I dedicate to going to the gym, which is the absolute highlight of my day every day. Like, I'm not exaggerating, my life is shit. But my life wasn't always this pathetic. In fact, several months ago, my life was the best it has ever been. I was fresh out of a breakup, and although admittedly very difficult, I used the energy from that experience for good. I was making more money than ever before. I was making exciting content that my audience loved, and I was truly passionate about. It's funny, heartbreak always seems to be the catalyst for a new path. But somewhere along this path of self-improvement, I made a crucial mistake. Like many young men in this generation, I've had an addiction to pornography. So naturally, during this recent phase of self-improvement and motivation, I decided that I wanted to completely discard that from my life. Although this is a good thing, right? It came with some consequences. I learned that removing an addiction from your life can have some serious blowback if you're not careful. When you remove any addiction from your life, you create this void, because there's now an absence of pleasure that once existed that your brain was experiencing regularly. The brain will become aware of this void. It will recognize the missing pleasure or the missing dopamine it was once getting from that addiction, and it will naturally want to find something to take its place. So in my case, I stopped watching porn, but no more than a month later, I developed a crippling addiction to my phone. And my life has truly never been worse. Each new day, it feels like I'm telling myself, okay, let's put the phone aside today and focus on some important things that I need to do, but I can't actually do it. Because of this, my confidence is just at an all-time low, because I'm making these promises to myself and I'm not going through with them. This is the weakest version of myself I have ever seen. We reached 450,000 subscribers yesterday, and I'm getting a really good taste of imposter syndrome. Like, I don't feel deserving of this, and truthfully, I'm not currently a man to follow or look up to. Genuinely, none of you should look up to me right now. I'm a loser. Just to be frank with you guys, I would rather kill myself than continue to live like this. I mean, there's just absolutely no quality of life in existing like this. I needed change in my life, and I needed it now. So this week, I'm gonna try to find a reason that's worth living for. I want to feel real feelings, real emotions. I figure the first step to getting out of any rut is probably to make a schedule. Thank God for staples. And thanks to these moron-friendly aisle markers, even as a meathead fitness YouTuber, I was able to locate the planners in a fair amount of time. I couldn't figure out why I was paying $33 for a notebook, but I did it anyways. I took my time to plan out what I felt would be an ideal day for me. A day that was not only productive, but also fulfilling, meaningful, and challenged me at least a little. You're probably wondering why I woke up at 10 a.m. and not 6 or 7 a.m. And it's because when you're trying to get out of a rut in your life, it's best not to make too drastic of changes too fast. You have to be humble enough to set the bar properly low. I'm used to waking up after 12 p.m. So waking up at 6 a.m., it would not be realistic and it would not be sustainable. So I went ahead and I summarized today's goals that I had written down in my planner, and I put them on this whiteboard. Now check this out. Every time I complete something on this list that gets me closer to having the successful day that that I'm striving for, I get to mark it with a W, and vice versa. If I fail to complete said thing, I'll unfortunately have to mark it with an L. As you can see, my first goal for today was not to use my phone within the first hour of waking up. To avoid the temptation, I charged my phone downstairs overnight and used an alarm clock instead to wake up. I know, it's crazy. Alarm clocks still exist in 2023. Alright, off to a good start. Now it's time to go work out. My dad and his brother, they work out every Tuesday and Thursday around noon. They always invite me, but I rarely ever go because, to be honest, I'm usually still sleeping. But because I was awake and because my dad said it was their maxing day on bench, I just couldn't miss it. Gorilla Mind, my supplement sponsor, they just released these energy drinks that they're super excited about. It's a huge deal for the company, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a commercial for them. My uncle really wants to be in one of my YouTube videos, so I told him if he did this commercial for me, then I'd put his bench PR in this video.
Gorilla Mind gives me the strength of a gorilla.
Let's go, smash it, come on. Get up, get up. Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
Wow. 30, we'll go. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hold. Go. Kick me in the face, go.
All right, you guys are at 30 now. 30 more seconds. Last 15.
Up. Up.
2 seconds. Done.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Didn't that hurt? Yeah.
I actually had a good time and I'm glad I went, but my abs were so sore by the end of it that I don't think I want to go back.
Last 15.
On our way back from the gym, we picked up some ice as I would need it for my first big challenge of the day. I'm not doing this ice bath for any health benefits or anything like that, really. It's essentially a confidence boost. I've been weak for so long, just a prisoner to my phone and a prisoner to the weakness of my own mind. All in all, I think this will be a good reminder to myself that I am capable of doing hard things. It's truly difficult to see the person that I've slowly allowed myself to become. Inside, I am more. I set my goal for 4 to 5 minutes, and to be honest, I was a bit doubtful that I could stay in that long. I ended up staying in for 15 minutes.
Congratulations, Dylan. That was awesome.
15 minutes.
With my newfound confidence, everything from here on out should be peaches and cream. My last big challenge of the day is arguably going to be the hardest. I want to land a tray flip. A tray flip is a skateboard trick in which the board performs both a 360 and a kickflip in one motion. I genuinely do not believe that I can do this. I skateboarded every single day from ages 15 to 19, and despite all my efforts, I could never land a tray flip. So what makes me think that I can do it today after not skateboarding for the past 4 years? Well, like I said, I don't. And that is what makes it a good goal. But when today is all said and done and I'm laying in my cozy bed, I'd rather say that I failed than I never tried. I've done plenty of not trying these past couple of months. I think if we just try, just initiate, just start, then I believe that's half the battle. And the other half is found within the trying itself. I eat those all day, man. I feel rejuvenated. That felt really good.
You should be afraid, you should be scared. Out of the darkness, out of the fear. Here comes the monster waiting in there. Heart rate is rising, some call it scared. You'll feel the chill start raising your hands. It's too late, you're here now. I hope that you're prepared, cause there's no getting out. You can feel the energy, dark like a cloud. Electrified by panic, terror and doubt. Don't cross me, or you'll learn quick the hard way that I'm not one to mess with. I got a mind, and that mind's full of mean tricks. I'll plant a seed in your red where the fear will stick. And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you're turned, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare.
I did it. I actually landed a tray flip. As a day full of all kinds of different emotions slowly came to an end, I had just one more physical task to complete. I've been mowing lawns since I was 5 years old. My dad was a Marine for over 30 years, and he would occasionally do long deployments, which some of them lasted over a year. So during those times, we all pitched in around the house a little bit more. So I'm pretty damn good at mowing the lawn, and I actually tend to really enjoy the process. I find it to be quite therapeutic. It allows me to just kind of turn my brain off and just focus on the task at hand. The sun's going down, so I'm not gonna have time to do the front. So is that a W, or does this make that an L? I marked it as both, and when I was doing that, I realized that the rest of my day from 8 p.m. until I went to sleep was pretty unproductive. I didn't realize when I planned this yesterday that the rest of my night is gonna be pretty unproductive. I just realized that I have this office chair that I bought like several weeks ago that I'm yet to set up just because I've been that lazy. Well, if I'm gonna be doing mostly computer work for the rest of the night, I might as well assemble this chair.
It goes back. It's not that.
It's this. Depression comes from not doing the things that we know we need to do to further the trajectory of our lives. It's not a coincidence that there's more depression than ever before, and we're living in the most distracted times this world has ever seen. Life has never been easier, yet everybody seems to be so unhappy. And this is because without suffering, there can be no happiness. I'm not saying that to cure your depression you need to learn how to tray flip or that you need to take ball shrinking ice baths, but what I am saying is that if you find yourself in a very unhappy state, the first thing you need to look at is how much time you're spending on this little rectangle here, because this thing will ruin your life. Okay, so you're about to attempt 250 pounds on the bench press.
250 pounds on the bench. My best as a 25-year-old was 240.
And how old are you now?
63 in a month.
Okay, just so you know, we're gonna have, in final production, we're gonna have the editing team actually go in, and we're gonna bump that up to 70, just to make it like a little more impressive, and also to, you know, make the marketing for the energy drink a little more effective. That's all good with you, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.